So my first memory of meeting Will was after a friend had met him in the park passing out flyers, and I contacted him and we got in touch, and I actually helped out, and I was on the founding board. So I was there before the school was open. It was really exciting. I remember going in and touring right during the first year that they were open in the old Ottawa school. And now I have, first day of school experiences with my boys.
When he called me and asked me to sit down and talk about a new idea he had for education, I said to him, sure, more than willing to brainstorm with you. Thinking to myself, oh, I'm way too busy to do much but help him with names and help him build his network out. Well, the more I sat with him and the more I listened to what he wanted to do, the more I realized that this was just a huge opportunity for New Bedford and the community, and I just had to offer my support in any way I could to make sure that the school got up and running and off. And look what we have now.
So I'm sitting here today in the conference room for Buzzards Bay Coalition, where a lot of the early board meetings for Alma took place, and where downstairs Will had his first official desk. In some ways, I'm in the first office for Alma del Mar here, and very proud to have helped host Will and get him started at the very beginning.
I remember all of us at Institute were sitting in a U shape, and we spent 4 hours trying to figure out the commitments and the language behind them, and then also, I believe, the school rules. And it was just such a long, tedious process. I remember leaving that day feeling very tired and kind of second guessing whether this was the right fit for me. But then that afternoon, as I was leaving, I realized I misplaced my keys, my car keys, and I couldn't find them. Searching, like stood outside my car for a while trying to figure out like what to do next. And several other teachers stopped by and like asked me if I needed help. And then finally we realized I had left my key inside the car. And so 2 other teachers, I think the music and the art teacher at the time, and Mr. V, just kind of waited with me as I waited for AAA to come. And I just remember driving home afterwards and thinking, this is a really great place that these strangers at the time, who I really didn't know, kind of helped me in a moment that I was kind of lost. And I think that like really shows kind of the spirit of Alma, the crew spirit.
The first time in between July and August, all the orientations that we did for our founding classes, meeting the parents and seeing the excitement that the scholars were gonna come into Alma, it was so awesome. And it's still, every orientation, it feels like the first orientation, because families are so excited that their children are able to come to Alma and they have got this opportunity just to be in this community.
My earliest memory of Alma del Mar was just hearing about the idea. Then Will asked me to create a logo for the school's initial proposal to the state. I came up with some goofy ideas, and Will asked me for something with a little more gravitas. Once the school was approved, we worked on the Alma del Mar logo that we use now. It was very exciting to create an identity for something like a school that affects so many lives and becomes part of a community. The typefaces of the logo, they honor New Bedford's industrial past and its immigrant heritage. And the shape at the bottom is the sea and an open book and a bird in flight. The first day that I saw those excited, eager faces stepping into their new future with my little logo on their shirts, my heart just sang.
And I feel so emotional about it. Was that first day of school when the board members, we were all outside there, and we watched Mr. Gardner and his staff welcome the kids in. The buses stopped and there were these little lines, and every single child got a handshake and a welcome into the school, and it was such a good feeling. We had worked so hard to get the school up and ready, going back and forth to the state and having meetings with the state.
I was definitely really nervous. It was all brand new. Didn't know what to expect as a first-year teacher at Alma. But I was excited. It was something that we were passionate about, and we're opening a brand new school, and there's some amazing kids from all over the city that got to come and join us. So it was fun. It was totally nerve-wracking, but yeah, it was great.
It was one of the first town hall events we had. And it was a small group of scholars and teachers, but we were kind of crammed into this small cafeteria library space. And I just remember the sense of community that I felt when we were singing songs together, scholars and adults. And I was just struck by the power that that music had on our scholars and the sense of community that we could create. And it was definitely a moment that I'll hold dear to my heart.
I would say one of my most memorable early memories of Alma was seeing Town Hall for the first time. Seeing Town Hall for the first time was what got me to come back to Alma every week. I was so taken aback by the joy of learning and the celebration of individuality, and just like the sense of community that was there. And it was so different from like the experience that I had had as a kid in elementary school in the New Bedford public school system. And seeing what like art and music and PE could be like at this teeny tiny school was was really game changing, and I wanted to be a part of that joy and that celebration of individuality.